Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I welcome you to the Real Spy International Speech Context, Speech Evolution Context. So, here I, Sajat Am, Parth Panchal, I welcome all of you. And now we have a mission. So, what is the mission? We at Toastmaster providing a supportive and positive environment to empower them skills, increase their self-confidence and personal growth. So there are some rules which we need to follow. First one, I request all of you to keep your cell phones in a silent mode so that it will not disturb you. Second one, I request all the members to will not talk about sex, religion and politics. Third one, I request online members to keep themselves in a muted unless and until they call upon. Now, keep this rule in mind. We will learn something from this meeting. So, now it's time to call upon, it's time to invite our presiding officer. So, who is our presiding officer? By education, he is an electronics engineer. By passion, he is an astronomer and a photographer. By profession, he is a family business of jewelry. He served as a SSA, secretary, VP education, VP membership, and now he is our presiding officer. So it's time to call our presiding officer, Toastmaster Vikrant, with the big round of applause. Over to you, Toastmaster Vikrant.
Thank you very much for their lovely introduction. Again, Real Spy 4 come, and now onwards we have only one contest in after not a 6 months every 6 months, but once in a year. So if anyone miss, they miss lots of. And this fraternity is if someone is not present in your club during the contest because Diwali time, lots of other commitment. But our fraternity is very bigger spread all over the world. And we can see the help is here from other clubs. We will have other role players or judges or a test speaker. So we are all here for learn and grow. Again, I'm soon going to start Real Spy 4, but before I invite contest chair, I would like to, for the benefit of the guest, that what is Toastmaster. We have only one guest, she knows, but again, today is not a normal meeting. This is the contest. There will be no prepared speeches, no table topic, no speech, no evaluation, but you will have a amazing speaker. They will perform here. Hidden gems mean judges, online and offline. You will have an amazing experience today. So enjoy yourself, but let's have a short introduction.
Hello everyone, my name is Disha Ashne and I am a software engineer. I am basically from Ahmedabad. Thank you.
And we have also Toastmaster Arka, someone who joined from Kolkata as a timer. So, again, welcome Toastmaster Arka. And we have other members from our brother club, Ahmedabad Toastmaster. I welcome all of you. So let's start international speech contest. Are you all excited and ready?
Yeah.
first international speech contest. So who is going to host? Host is called contest chair. So who is the contest chair of ISC? He is someone who is the business of industrial group seat making. He is presenting now this club as a someone who have a key of the Mr. Treasurer. He is none another Toastmaster Hurst. Please help me welcome contest chair of ISC Toastmaster Hurst.
Thank you so much, presiding officer. Welcome and good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests. Today we are having international speech contest. So before proceeding towards that, we will like to share some thoughts of success and hitting our goals, right? We have a lot of studies about goals and success. Everybody, right? We all love fruits, success, money, happiness, whatever is our goal. To be a first champion, right? We all love these trophies, right? So just before 3-4 days, I was hosting one session, just like this small group, and there one insight came. Impromptu. We are very much in Toastmasters. We can do anything impromptu. So one lesson came out of that, which I would like to share. So I gave example of a cricket match. Suppose there is a match and Toastmaster Bharat is playing and yes, Toastmaster Vikrant is playing and he has scored 100 runs. He has scored just 10 runs. So who has failed most of the times? Who has highest dot balls? Who will have highest dot ball? Vikrant has scored 10 runs. He has just come in the crease. He has scored century. So who is having more number of dot balls? Yes, exactly. Toastmaster Bharat. Because he has faced more number of balls and he has failed in more number of balls to score a run than Toastmaster Vikrant, right? And because he has failed in more number of balls, he has lot of more balls in which he has scored boundaries and scored more, right? Suppose he has faced 100 balls. Out of 10, you might have scored a boundary, but 90, he has not scored a boundary, right? So what's secret of success? Facing failures, exactly. Facing the stage, just facing the stage as a Toastmaster, facing more number of failures, facing more number of clients if we are in sales, facing more of what we are afraid. If we want more success, if we want more trophies, more number of contests we have to play and fail more, right? If we play more dot balls, there will be few balls where we will hit our goals. So that's the key to success. Fail now more, play more, participate more in any area. It can be any areas, right? So now let's proceed with today's contest. Fine. So let me brief something about this contest. Contestants can select any topic which may be substantially original. The speech timings will be 5 to 7 minutes and contestants will be disqualified if they speak less than 4 minutes 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes 30 seconds. Timing will begins with the first verbal or non-verbal communication. And green card will be shown at 5 minutes, orange at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. And it will remain until the speech is concluded. There will be no signal given for overtime. Judges are instructed not to consider time in the rankings of the speakers. After the contestants has finished, there will be 1 minute between speakers for the judges to complete their scores. Protest may be entered by the contestants or judges to either Chief Judge, Toastmaster Vikrant, or myself as a contest chair. Once the result of the contest has been announced, all the decisions are final. So welcome to Toastmasters International Speech Contest. Okay, the winner of the today will progress and represent area level contest, which will be informed later whenever the date and venue is decided. Okay, so what's the purpose of today's contest? Is to provide an opportunity for the speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all of us. To provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from the Toastmasters training. Our chief judge today is Toastmaster Vikrant, and we will have two contestants competing today. The contest have drawn the speaking order, and for our records, the order is as follows. Contestant number 1 is Toastmaster Bharat. Contestant number 2 is Toastmaster Yasmin. Fine. So now it's time to call upon first contestant Toastmaster Bharat, who's yes for his first. Yes. So Toastmaster Bharat, to you, Toastmaster Bharat. Okay, over to you.
It was me a year back on the stage. And on that day, I decided that I will join a club to improve my speaking skills. And I joined Toastmasters. We all have reasons of joining a club, any sort of club, either for personal development, professional development, or to gain some new skills in job or profession. Isn't it? Well, if we sum up all the problems of all of us, and if we sum up into two words, and that two words are two U's. One is update, and the second one is upgrade. Contest chair, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Last year, I joined Toastmasters with one thing in my mind, that I want to improve my skill. I want to update myself and upgrade myself. For that, I started with the icebreaker speech on the second week. The second week was done. The icebreaker was done. My president told me that go ahead and try speech evaluation. I was nervous at that time. I thought, okay, should I try it? Okay. And for your information, it was an excellent speech evaluation because I used excellent 14 times. After my first speech evaluation, it came my second speech evaluation, and it was fantabulous evaluation because I was just knowing the word fantabulous at that time. Going ahead, I realized that I'm missing something, and that was a vocabulary. I'm missing the vocabulary in my speech evaluation. I worked hard on it. And do you know what I dream now? I want to become the Shashi Thuru of vocabulary in Toastmaster. I know it's a big task. But it's not limited to a personal growth. It's not limited to personal growth, but in business development as well. We all know the technologies are growing day by day, isn't it? A technology 5 years back is obsolete today, and it's going on. I remember one incident. You all have heard the word Nokia? Is someone that young that you haven't heard the word Nokia? No? Okay. In late 90s and early 2000, Nokia was a master. It was a king in mobile industry. His handsets were the most selling handsets, almost occupied 80% of the market. But what happened? He stick to same technology. He haven't improved his technology, nor he updated anything. That marvelous what Samsung and Apple has done. And the result, we can see that it has been vanished from day by day. So if you stick to one, and if you think the change is painful, do remember this, what happened to Nokia. But my disclaimer for this thing, you know what? Don't say this to your wives. Otherwise, it will be painful. Well, if we consider the two aspects, the personal aspect and the professional aspect, and talking about the wives, I remember about crisis management. Well, what is the crisis management? In a situation of a war, what happens? Now, let me ask you all of you one question. In fight between good and evil, in a war between good and evil, who wins? Just raise your hand. Good or evil, who wins? Just raise your hand. Who believe good wins? Good wins. And who believe evil wins? Just a one hand. Okay. But statistically saying, both might be correct or incorrect. But one thing is correct. In the war, in the history, the war has been won on two bases: updated information and upgraded technologies. You can list out any war situation. The evil has won, the good has won. But the reason behind that was upgradation and update technology. That's why you see that upgrade your knowledge, upgrade your information, and update your technology. So what happened? That's why we see all countries are fighting, get the best out of them. Either in terms of information and technologies, the industry is booming like anything because information technology is the key. Updating yourself and upgrading yourself. I have seen all the three aspects on the professional ground, personal ground, and in the larger scale, in the macro scale, we have seen the countries also. In all the three aspects, the one who has updated and upgraded himself has won, always won. So I would like to end with this few quote. If you don't update yourself, if you don't upgrade yourself, be prepared, you will be uprooted, isn't it? In the longer run, you will be uprooted if you don't update and upgrade yourself. So at last, I would like to say, these are my two U's to all of you: update and upgrade. Thank you to the contest chair.
So we will have 1 minute for judges to mark their ballots. Timer, let me know once 1 minute. Okay, fine. So now it's time for second speech. So who is second speaker? Okay, she is none other than Toastmaster Yasmin. Toastmaster Yasmin, what am I doing? What am I doing? Toastmaster Yasmin.
Hello, is this Yasmin? Yes? Hi Yasmin, this is Gaurav speaking, remember? Oh yes, Gaurav, how can I forget you? The captain of our college football team. Oh, well, you too are unforgettable, aren't you? The topper of our batch, the winner of hackathon, and the poetess. So, what are you doing? What am I doing? One afternoon, my phone rang, and this is the conversation happening between me, one of my college friends, who was calling after half a decade. Do you want to know more? Let's hear it out. Oh, Gaurav, I'm not working anywhere, just freelancing, and I have a baby, so I was making a meal for her. Okay. Well, I have been promoted at work recently, and I have a side business too, which is growing like wild grass. And I've just bought a house in the poshest area of the city. And the cherry on the cake is I am getting married next month, and you are invited. Oh God, I'm so happy for all the achievements and I must congratulate you for your wedding. I will surely come. By the way, are you still playing football? You were named the Ronaldo of the college. Who have time for this, Yasmin? By the way, I am surprised. You were so smart. Why aren't you working in a big company making money? It comes to me as a surprise. This made me stop and think. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 21st century, the century of hustle culture. Hustle culture, where you have to work more than your spine can manage, where resting is a sin, and where one job with a meager income is not existing at all. This is what hustle culture is. Hustle culture, where you have to thrive and thrive and thrive. At 21, you should have a good street, buy a car. At 25, you must be a millionaire. At 27, a beautiful wife or a girlfriend must be on your side, right? At 30, buy the dream abode at the poshest location of the city. Hustle culture makes you thrive and thrive and thrive. It makes you believe that there is always something more you can do to your work, in your life. It makes you work 36 hours a day. Hustle culture, dieting, being fit in the perfect body, earning more money, buying assets, investing more and more, making the finest investments, being mindful. Hustle culture. But is there anything wrong in making more money? No, there is nothing wrong in buying a house, making good investments, being mindful. There is not a single thing wrong in hustle culture, but plenty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are human beings and not machines. Hustle culture makes you believe that you should wait to start working. There is nothing else in the world which matters more than your work. It makes you neglect yourself, your health. It grabs all the time you have for your family and friends. It results in human beings being unsatisfied through working 24/7, ill health, mental health issues, and no social circle at all. Hustle culture and all the wrong things in it. The friend I was talking about talked to an hour with me. He said he has no friends. He is alone in life. He has no contact to his group. His BP and cholesterol are shooting up. He's just 27. He thanked me for lending him an ear, for listening to his feelings and stories. Because nowadays, who has time? Hustle culture. Ladies and gentlemen, we are humans. We are not machines. We are not made to work like robots. Am I right? It is good to have desires, goals, ambitions, milestones in life. It is amazing to have dreams. But work in the work hours and then live, travel, laugh. Hustle culture lacks the juice of life, which is balance. Balance is the main ingredient which can make your dish a better one. But working tirelessly, having unrealistic dreams, sailing in the same ship, walking in the same lines with black coats and ties, I must end up saying, seek the balance. Because if the spices are in perfect quantity, it makes a perfect dish. And too much sugar spoils the cake. Contest chair.
Wow, super. Fine. So another 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Okay, so that concludes the HCTC International Speech Contest. The tally counters will now collect the judges' scoring slips. Please hold them up for the collection. Will the chief judge now collect the timing report? And I would ask chief judge, judges, and the tally counters to leave the room to on the confer on the decision. So for online, what we need to do? Okay. So once again, we will have a huge round of applause for both the amazing, fantastic speaker. Yes. Anyone would like to share their feedbacks? Any guests, Toastmasters, speakers, anyone?
I'm sorry, but you conduct this as professionally and you don't know always what you're doing. And you are Toastmaster of the table, not this table. It's supposed to be on this table.
Yeah, I am taken the role of contest chair.
So as on this table.
Okay.
No feedbacks,
Okay.
no accolades, no say, oh, wonderful speech.
Okay.
Everybody is giving marks.
Okay, fine. So noted, and I will apply that. Yeah, so it's a learning for as a contest chair. Fine. So I will implement that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your sharing.
Further.
Fine. So now we will present the certificates to speakers for their participation. So first, I would like to call Toastmaster Bharat for their participation certificate. Yes, have a huge round of applause, guys, and a photograph if anyone can share.
You take his interview.
Yes, yes. Okay, so Toastmaster Bharat, your feedbacks and whatever you'd like to share on happiness and success.
On happiness and success. I think I don't believe in success because success is being believed by others. They see in you. I believe in happiness only. So if you say to me something and success, I can say only about happiness. Internal happiness is the only thing. If I get something incredible, if I'm not happy inside, it doesn't matter. If I don't get anything inside, I'm happy inside, it matters to me.
Yes, happiness is an inside. Okay. Thank you. Fine. So now it's time to present certificate to our speaker number 2, Toastmaster Yasmin. Congratulations. Okay, so now you have to just explain us how we can have balance, because every speaker is teaching us.
Yeah.
Think more, earn more, grow more. But now you teach us balance, right? That you need to rest. So any thoughts on that?
I
How
think
to apply that?
I think running for things which I don't know if you're satisfied after having it, after getting there, after getting to the peak. If you're not satisfied, I think it doesn't matter to us. For example, everyone is swarming in the same line. Everyone wants to earn more money. Everyone is having same milestone. I don't think it matters. For example, here I am seeking balance. How? Because I have a very good speaker, Toastmaster Bharat. I come here to learn from him. I have a baby at home. I am seeking balance. I don't understand if I'm doing properly these things or not. I'm very new here and very naive, I should say openly. But yet, to me, I think this is the perfect balance I could ever achieve by participating in this contest.
Thank you.
So fine, still we have some time before the chief judge comes. So anyone, yes, would like to share on the insights given by balance or happiness? Your thoughts till the chief judge comes. We have 2-3 minutes, so we can do that, right? Yes, Toastmaster Niranjan, what's your thoughts? Okay, sorry for that. Your good name? Toastmaster Ranjan, right? Okay, I remember. Right. It was 2 years back, right? Yeah. Any thoughts on happiness, how to achieve happiness and balance in life?
I agree with Bharat. Unless you have your internal happiness, you can't be happy. Everything is just war.
Right. Okay. Fine. So please welcome Chief Judge with huge round of applause. And I will invite our Chief Judge to share some feedbacks from the contest.
No feedback from any judge or anybody, nothing. It's a contest.
And this contest, I think that is different. You
It's-
don't have to do it.
It's written here.
What mean first?
Okay. Fine. So yes, certificate. Fine. So I hand over to you. Fine. So it's now over to presiding officer, Toastmaster Vikram. Thank you.
We have first contest ISC is almost done, and after long 3 years, I still remember the physical contest at IIM New Building. After that, in 2021, online. But now I'm feeling very glad. Hybrid, offline and online. So I think you also enjoy. Na? So now it's time to invite second contest chair. Who is contest chair of speech evaluation contest? He is someone who have in the business of lighting, I think, electrical business. And someone now, he is now secretary of SCTs. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ruchi, contest chair at evaluation.
Thank you. Welcome everyone.
Welcome.
A very good evening to everyone, dear friends, dear Toastmasters, and dear guests. I welcome you to the HCTC Evaluation Speech Competition. The winner today will progress to represent HCTC in the area contest, which will held at November end. The purpose of today's contest is to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all. Number two, to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. I will also share few quotes in terms of inspiration to be an inspiration to the speakers. You know, the first quote I would like to share is, if you are a true warrior, competition doesn't scare you. It makes you better. Moving forward, contestants. Our chief judge today is Toastmaster Vikrant. Would you please stand, Toastmaster Vikrant?
Yeah.
Yes, and there are other judges also in the room which are quite secret.
Yes.
And so let's also thank them by having a huge round. I hope the online members who are listening to us, I am not sure. You can also switch on the video so that we can see your wonderful and beautiful faces. Now, we have 4 contestants competing today. The contestants have the draw has already been done in the pre-contest briefing. And the speaking order I'm going to give you for the record and also for the judges and also everyone. The first speaker, the order is Toastmaster Bharat, Bharat. Toastmaster Bharat. Number 2, Toastmaster Amit, Amit. The third speaker that we have is, you can have the ballot, and you can write the speaker's name and you can evaluate. Number 3, Toastmaster Harsh, Harsh. Number 4, Toastmaster Yasmin, Yasmwen. Moving forward, the eligibility criteria has already been shared in the pre-contest briefing. Let me also share another quote. If you can't win, make the guy ahead of you break the record. You know, it's the giving. Now let me walk you through the rules of the competition that we are going to have today. Today we will listen to the test speech of 5 to 7 minutes. Contestants may make notes during the test speech using their own writing material. At the conclusion of the test speech, contestants will be taken to a certain area where they have exactly 5 minutes to prepare their evaluation. Contestants will hand their notes to the contest, that is the Sergeant at Arms, contest usher, for safekeeping at the end of this time. All except the first speaker will remain in the room until called upon. Contestants will be handed back their notes immediately before their evaluation speech. The evaluation speech timing is 2 to 3 minutes. Contestants will be disqualified if they speak less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. Timing begins with the first definitive verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. Green light will be shown at 2 minutes by the timer, orange light at 2 minutes 30 seconds, red light at 3 minutes, and remains on until the speech is concluded. There will be no signal given for going over time. Judges are instructed not to consider time in their ranking of the speakers. After the contestant has finished, there will be a 1 minute silence between speakers for judges to complete their scores. Protest may only be entered by contestants or judges to either the chief judge, Toastmaster Vikrant, or to myself as contest chair. Once the result of the contest has been announced, all decisions are final. Please note, once the result of the contest has been announced, all decisions are final. Let me give you another. Don't count laps. Make every lap count. Now let me call on the stage the next
speaker, Toastmaster Radhika from Ahmedabad Toastmasters Club. Let me also introduce you to her. She's retired from the glamorous world of Air India. But she's now enjoying the simplicity of a housewife and grandkids. She's Toastmaster since 2016 and learning from each and every Toastmaster.
Yes.
And one of the learnings I remember you told me, Ruchi, don't be so tense. Stories.
Good one.
So the title of the speech for Toastmaster Radhika, the title of Toastmaster Radhika's speech is Attitude of Gratitude. Attitude of Gratitude, Toastmaster Radhika.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ma, I'm in the office. Beta, have you had your food? I just wanted to know that. Oh, I'm so busy, Ma. Sunny, please take the umbrella. I think it's going to rain. Oh, Dad, I'm just leaving. Giving is not a debt you owe. Giving, it is a, what would you say it is? It's not a debt you owe. It is something what you give, and you have to give to the society. So don't forget that attitude of gratitude only pays in life. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Giving something to the world, that is what counts end of the day. It is not what your eyes see in the world, but it is what your tongue speaks that brings back to you. This brings me to a story of my life. I was in Delhi at that time, and I just took the car at the bus stop, and I opened the door without looking at the back. And the tempo came and took my door away. And I said, "Friend, I lost my door. I met with an accident. Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm okay. Send me the location. I sent the location. You won't believe, guys. In next 10 minutes, there were 3 cars came around me and stood there. Who's Radhika? Who's Radhika? I am. Oh yeah, Nimish sir has sent me. My husband has sent me. What's wrong, ma'am? What's wrong? Nothing wrong. It's okay. You just speak to the temple. And those guys were doing the needful. After about 20 minutes, my husband reaches and he tells me, "Are you okay?" And he was just asking, "What the hell? You bloody lunatic, the whole town that I've met with an accident. Look how many people are coming asking me, what happened, ma'am? What happened, ma'am?" What did I do? He was concerned. He could not reach me at the earliest. But what did I forget? The gratitude. What did I remember? My attitude. Why the whole world is doing just because there could have been something different. There could have been something more fatal. That was his concern. And I forgot. It never came to my mind. Another incident happened with me. A shoesmith sits right across the street. And he comes in the morning and he brings some biscuits and he puts it on the side. And a dog comes and eats those biscuits and sits with him the whole day. Then he brings a few grains and gives it to the pigeons. He's around him. He's thinking, he's such a small man. He must be earning about 100 rupees a day. And still he's feeding the dog, feeding the pigeons. Why is he doing it when he's earning so meager? I walked down to him and asked him, "What's your name?" He said, "Daya Rao." And he didn't see any shoes in my hand. So he says, "Yes, ma'am. I've just come to talk to you. Okay. Would you like to have cutting tea? I've just ordered. Ekado. Make it half. And the 2 cups of tea come to me." Very happy. I sat down with him and I had the cup of tea. I asked him, "Dayaranji, you earn so little. And still you feed the dog, you give it to the pigeons. Why do you do that?" He says, "Ma'am, The whole day I sit here. People come, they only talk business and go away. So where do I pass my time? Where do I cry to people? Today was a good day, wasn't a bad day. So the dog gives me the company, the fishes give me the company. And this is my gratitude to show it to them that, okay, I also care for you since you care for me and spend the whole day with me. What a thought. And when I joined Toastmasters, that's the time I joined Toastmasters very late in life. But that's when I realized commendations and appreciation in life is so important. And that's what we do here all the time. Even if we make mistakes, we say, yeah, to take your speech a notch higher, you could have done. So beautifully we do that. So this is what is important in life. Attitude, gratitude. It is not what you actually get in return. It's just the feeling. It teaches you forgiveness. Because when you're happy and you're saying thank you to somebody, or looking after somebody, or telling them, yes, I enjoyed your company. That was marvelous. I loved it. These appreciation words and this way of saying, thank you very much. Ma, I know you're concerned, but please, Ma, can I call you after 10 minutes? Dad, I'll keep the umbrella. Don't take the umbrella, but at least tell Dad, I listen to your concern. And when somebody is doing good to you, it should come back to you and say, I have to return it to the society. We can't give materialistic things. We saw in the COVID times, materialistic things had no meaning at all. But what remained is that one thank you, one gratitude, which will take you to the long way. So don't forget and don't lose your attitude of gratitude. That is the presence of mind you have to keep. When somebody is doing good to you, to say thank you, or to give a smile. That was a wonderful job you did. To see the smile on the other person's face, it brings so much of peace and serenity in your mind. So guys, am I making sense? So let's get up. See your list. Who do you forgot to say thank you? And show your gratitude to them today, now. Technology is in your hands, and I'm sure you'll never regret it, because gratitude of attitude is only way to happiness and peace. Over to you guys.
Wonderful. Now, I would like the sergeant at arms, please escort the contestants out of the room, or they can have a place somewhere. Contestants then have 5 minutes to complete their notes. After this time, please take away the contestants' notes except the first speaker. Diamond, please indicate. Okay. Okay, we are staying here on where they are. Yeah, one is Toastmaster. Okay. Timer, please indicate to the sergeant at arms when 5 minutes has elapsed. Start time. Yes. Please
Do I need to go to a breakout room or something? Let me know.
At the time of now you make the report.
No, right now you will have to take it to the breakout room.
After the start, now you have 5 minutes to make a report.
Okay.
Okay, you have 5 minutes to make a report. Please be very truthful, because it's for your own good only.
You know how to make breakout. Same meaning.
You have to main room here. What a main breakout. Breakout. Okay, so in the main room here, breakout room में आप रहे. Yeah, the main room. How to go back to the main room? That's what I'm telling you. Main room में कैसे होते हैं? No.
Yeah. So 5 minutes are over. And let me call upon the first contestant. Also, I request Sergeant at Arms to collect.
Collect the
notes.
paper and. What? We stop. Leave a note to the.
Yes, please, contestant, you can give your notes to the Sergeant at Arms.
To both. So what about
The first speaker would remain here.
We have Toastmaster Amit.
Toastmaster Amit, are you in breakout room with me?
Toastmaster Amit, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm in the breakout room.
With me now? Okay, okay. Okay,
Sure.
just keep your video on like this.
Just be with Toastmaster Vikrant in the breakout.
Sure.
No, you carry on.
Yes, our first contestant is Toastmaster Bharat. Oh yeah, you can hear us, sir.
You need to mute me. You need to mute yourself as well as turn off your camera.
Okay. Just I
You have to shift on the
want
other
to
one.
leave breakout. Leave breakout.
Sorry. How do you leave breakout?
Leave breakout. Last.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yes, you are not audible.
Stop in the traffic. But when you panic, but the careful husband, and still you remember that I made a mistake of not showing a perfect attitude towards the gratitude you showed to me. Your body language was vibrant. You were giving a very strong message of very small points as well. The very strong body language. It was
Oh my God.
looking at the
Can't audible.
speech
Voice is breaking. Please.
I found a recommendation for you. The content could have been more properly formed. You started with a bang. You started very.
Hello?
Yes.
Not audible. Vikrant, not audible.
Just hold on.
Now you are audible. Just speak now one more time. Ruchi.
Can you hear us?
Ruchi. Yes. It's echoing. Just check it out now.
We couldn't hear.
Don't do.
Very big.
Very brilliant. We have not.
Make this the primary. It is okay. I want to look up.
Toastmaster Amit, can you hear us? 1 minute.
Yes, I can hear you. There was an echo earlier, but now there is no echo.
Yeah, Toastmaster Amit, can you hear us? Toastmaster Amit. Okay, we'll go to the third speaker.
There
and
is
try-
a lag.
Can we do that? Can we move to the third contestant?
Sorry, there is a big lag. I'm not.
Chief Judge.
Just wait 1 minute.
No, but see, since Toastmaster Amit, are you there with us?
There is a lag. I'm not able to hear you well.
Okay. We'll wait for a few minutes.
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you well, but you are not visible.
Turn on your video.
Okay. If the online judges and the offline judges can hear me well, that I can go if need be.
Yes, Amit, you are very much audible.
We can go ahead then.
Just keep your turn on your video. So I can contact you.
Shall we go ahead or shall we change the order?
No.
Okay, we'll wait.
Wait for the turn on the video.
Okay.
Okay, and
So there's some internet connectivity issues, so
from each side.
since we are wasting.
Here you come. Just for me.
Yes. Sir.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Yes. Okay, now you go.
Yes, Toastmaster Amit, our second contestant is Toastmaster Amit once again for the evaluation of Toastmaster Radhika's speech. Welcome, Toastmaster Amit.
Complaining is easy, but the attitude of gratitude is awesome. Thank you, Toastmaster Radhika, test speaker Toastmaster Radhika, contest chair and fellow Toastmasters. The seasoned speech by a seasoned speaker has a lot of strengths, and no doubt the speech today by Radhika, attitude of gratitude, had following strengths. Number one, whenever there was a role play, she had the right vocal variety to ensure that we imagine more than one person. Number two, I love the overall energy. It was very difficult for me to just take the eyes off her, even if there were some internet glitches, but I was just glued to the screen. And that's the kind of energy that I loved in Toastmasters Radhika's speech today. The third was about when she faltered in the start, the opening, she forgot for a bit and she went blank. The quality of a seasoned speaker is that you come back to the speech and you complete it like nothing happened. Toastmaster Radhika, I loved the confidence and your comeback style to the speech. Most importantly, you all would have loved the message, the attitude of gratitude. Isn't it so welcoming and so relevant to Toastmasters? She also gave an example of Toastmasters as well. And then the two anecdotes were very relevant as well. Now, with wonderful things and strengths, Can I make this speech better? I don't think so. But can I make this speech more impactful? Let me try and do that, Radhika. The first one is when the opening has been done and you address the contest chair, then straight away come to the anecdote. Don't give those filler lines of 2-3 lines that you gave. That's when I felt you probably missed to make a mark. The second, when you have a wonderful message as the attitude of gratitude, why not show it with some beautiful gesture like the attitude of gratitude? This signature gesture would have made a larger impact. People would have went out and said, Radhika, gratitude, or something like this. Third, and the last would be when you're concluding and you are having a gesture or you have this signature line, the attitude of, let the audience say it. Don't say it. Can the audience say it? It makes an impact. So these are my suggestions to make your speech more impactful. Overall, if I were to say, wonderful vocal variety, your complete anecdotes were awesome, and so was your energy. I would have loved to see a signature gesture, a better concluding line wherein you ask the audience to speak, and a bit of the opening if you can improve there. Otherwise, it was, as we say in Toastmasters, a notch higher. Thank you. The attitude of gratitude.
One minute of silence for this to mark. One minute is done. Our third speaker, let me call upon the stage the third speaker, Toastmaster Herc. Toastmaster Herc.
What is the best way to start the speech? That's the hook, right? The best way to start a speech is grab your audience attention with a great hook. And with Mama's call and voice modulation, you instantly grab the audience attention. You had a anecdote and the story from your life to add on the cherry of your ice cream. So that is excellent, excellent, excellent. You connected with the audience on the spot with the first line with your Mama's call, and the audience was hooked, right? And we could really visualize your phone call with your mama asking for food, with your daddy asking for umbrella, and it was rainy day, right? We could literally visualize the rain. So the best way is hook. You done your job 50% with the first word. And the second one is with a great story. What's the best way to communicate your message? Not directly, but with a great story or anecdote or examples. And you did that excellent. With a great story, we could literally visualize the feelings of gratitude for your mama, for your husband, for your daddy, and everybody included in the story. And also the visual. The story was visual. We could literally feel like eating Pringles in our mouth. It was literally visual. We could literally see the cars around her protecting and her husband scolding, why you informed the entire town. We could literally visualize that things in front of our eyes. And the message of attitude of gratitude, which was loud, crystal clear and crisp. The voice modulation, the stage movement, and the everything ingredients of a best speech, right, was used perfectly. What recommendations I could give? For example, it was a dish of desserts, right? And a lunch or dinner, whatever you can call. It was a lunch or dinner with everything, main course, starter, in form of voice modulation, stories, visuals, everything was there. And in just recommendation is that there was also love and forgiveness along with gratitude. So it was like vanilla ice cream was there and strawberry was also there and butterscotch was also there, which could have been skipped because the stomach was already full with entire dinner of every ingredients of your speech and message was crystal clear. So it could have avoided, and instead that we could have gone deep in the attitude. That could have created more impact instead of going wide. So that's all recommendation I could find. And contest chair was Toastmaster Ruchir, and the pointing could have been to Toastmaster Ruchir contest chair. So that's all I could find. Overall, with the few recommendation, you could be #1 champion speaker. Thank you. Over to contest.
Wonderful. 1 minute of silence for judges to make their balance. Okay, time is up. So our fourth contestant, Toastmaster Yasmin, on the stage.
What a commendable speech. Toastmaster Radhika, I must tell you, her speech was so intricately woven by personal stories, dialogues, facts, realizations. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you agree that it was not as if a person was delivering a speech, but a speech itself standing, moving, flowing with its own rhythm? The way she moved her hands, the way she was telling us all the stories and moving on with her speech, I would tell you it was not something to the ear, but to the eyes as well. It was a visual treat. I could see a boy saying no to the umbrella. I could see a wife calling her husband. I could see a person feeding pigeons. The speech was full of gratitude realizations, but there are some great side suggestions, though it's a Hobson's choice for me. I would recommend that if the sound was a little higher, that would have been great for the people sitting at back. I have never seen anyone pronouncing the words so well. Even the easiest and the simplest word like tongue was pronounced so well with such a clarity that it rang a hammer in my ear. I would also say that the speech was good with good pauses, punctuational pauses as well, but a little rushed. A little rushed. I understand the time limits and all. For a speaker like her, telling a story is not a small thing, not a great thing. She is a storyteller. The way she was moving her hand, her eyes were sparkling with the elements of her speech. The surprise elements, the realizations. I must tell you, it was full of learning. However, if the words like, oh, thank you, and gratitude were said with a smile, kudos to you, contestant.
Okay. So that concludes, sorry, 1 minute of silence. Okay, time is up. So now that concludes the HCDC evaluation speech contest. The tally counter will now collect the judges' scoring splits. Please hold them up for collection. Okay. Will the chief judge now collect the time report, please? And I would also ask the chief judge, judges and tally counters to leave the room to confer on the decision. Till we are out, let me share one quote with you, one more quote with you. Winning isn't getting ahead of others. It is getting ahead of yourself, always. Also, I would now like to ask all the contestants to join me at the front, receive their participation certificates. Please.
All of you can stand.
Yeah, you can come to the front and have the participation. Awesome. Yes. Please, I would also like to be here for a few moments. Okay. Yeah. Toastmaster Amit, can you hear us? Toastmaster Amit.
Yes, I can.
Yes, he said.
Okay, yeah. So we want to present you your certificate. If you can see that. Yeah, you can also do virtual high or something like that.
So, yeah,
I can collect this. Oh, yes. Yeah, it will be.
The attitude and gratitude. Thank you for the certificate.
Toastmaster Bharat is collecting the certificate. You can collect that from him.
Charges applied for collecting it.
I will learn something from you. Toastmaster Bharat. Thank you. Contest chair. Wonderful. Please be here.
Funding.
And Toastmaster will ask me. Yes, please be here. I would also like to ask all the contestants that if you want to share your experience, even the online contestant Toastmaster, all your experience of the evaluation speech while you were giving the speech or something that you want to share with us. We will go by the order Toastmaster order.
Well, I think it was the first time I
Very well.
it was the first time I was in evaluation in this in the competition. And I found that it was very hard to analyze someone who has a 6 years experience in public speaking. It was very hard in my mind. What should I say? Or how should I say? That was the reason behind that I was not able to be convey the perfect message. But she was so good in it. I mean, there's something, there was so much to learn from me, from her, compared to analyzing and doing this, what we call evaluation. Thank you so much, Radhika.
Yes, Toastmaster Amit, if you would like to share with us.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, we are on mute. We cannot hear you. Toastmaster Amit, can you hear us?
Yes, what did you ask? Please, can you
If
repeat?
you want to share anything about the evaluation speech experience that you had.
Known for hybrid meeting, whatever happened.
Okay. Any guesses?
No,
No guess.
No guesses. Okay, no guesses.
you make the certificate. I have just empty.
So,
Now it's my.
yeah, please have your time, man. Okay.
So I think you all enjoyed the. Okay, now I would like to present role players participation certificate. So for that, first I would like to present offline. Offline, at last moment, someone who came from our brothers club. And he is none other than Toastmaster Hitesh as a ballot counter. Wow. Let's have a photo, please. Oh, Naji. Thank you very much. Now, someone who has played double role. Today is multitasking day for all. Our own Sergeant Arm Toastmaster Pass. For Sergeant Arm Toastmaster Pass. As well as timer role. Yeah, दोनों. आपको पकड़ना है, you have. Wow. Now. Test speaker, Toastmaster Radhika. Thank you very much. And where is mine?
That I'll present to you. Thank you.
In my begin, I will. Where is timer Toastmaster Arka? Will you please unmute and turn on your video? Yeah. The second timer, someone who joined from Kolkata. Second time, last March and now. So I would like to present your, and I think I have already some given to you. Just kindly share your Zoom master as well as timer, both certificate. Yeah.
So is it visible?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Arka, for your time. He is a Vice President Education of IMI Kolkata Toastmaster Club. He is doing MBA. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Vikrant. It was always a great experience to be here.
I am again inviting Madam Toastmaster Radhika for giving.
Without Chief Judge, it wouldn't have been possible to hold this contest here. So we must always, all of us, show our attitude of gratitude to the Chief Judge.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
No. It's just 4 We are on time. Shall we announce earlier winner or
Contest के भी certificates होते हैं. Contest के certificates. उनकी trophy दे दो आप.
winners trophy and contestants just a certificate na? Yeah, that is that. We have only one contestants.
2 contestants are there, or can
So this.
Yeah.
Toastmasters.
We have a contest chair participant certificate for ISC Toastmasters. Please come on stage.
In my performance. Okay. Thank you.
And for evaluation contest, Toastmaster Ruchi,
Yes.
we will give certificate later on, but come.
No worries, no worries.
Okay.
I can have the trophies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have practice for practice. Let me give it to someone else.
Now, I want to announce the winner. Let's have first winner of evaluation. For that, I want to
Yes.
invite contest chair of evaluation on stage.
Okay, so we'll go into the descending order from 3 to 1.
Yeah.
And we are not having the guesses. At the third place, we have Toastmaster Bharat. Yes, we'll give this. Okay. Ajay, you give the certificate.
And you give the trophy.
Okay, I give it to Oxford.
In between. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can pick again, please. Then one more four. Hold up.
नहीं आ रही होता. अंदर और
Thank you. At second place, we have, okay. Okay, we have Toastmaster Amit on second place.
Toastmaster Amit, this is your.
Awesome, man. On the third place, sorry, on the first place. Oh, man. First place. Can you feel the tension in the room? There's no tension in the room. But can you feel the celebration? Let's see that. Toastmaster Yasmin. Okay.
So I have to announce something. Earlier, it was only the first winner will go to the next level, but now from this year onward, first and second place both will go to the area level. Okay. So Toastmaster Amit, you are also a contestant in area level. Congratulations, both Yasmin and Toastmaster Amit will represent in area level contest next month. I think maybe 20 November around. Okay. Now we have a winner. We have only two, but we have to only decide first and second. Both you will go to the area level. It's okay. So let me invite contest chair of ISC. Those first words on floor. Second one.
Fine. So, are you ready with? Are you interested now to have the winners of ISC contest? Any guesses for the second place? Both were good. Any guesses still?
Top five.
Tough fight, right? Exactly. Tough fight. So here is second place. He is none other than Toastmaster Bharat.
Yeah. They have a lot of. Okay, congratulations. Now it is necessary to announce the name.
You already know, right?
Just come.
Double dhamaka, Toastmaster Yasmin. Before Diwali, we have a double dhamaka.
He's my mentor, by the way.
Wow.
We're all close to him.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Both contestants will represent FCC at area level in IS. Okay. With this, I am officially adjourn this contest. Welcome to Toastmaster Rajesh. Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Arka, for joining from Kolkata. It really appreciated for us. I hope you also learned a lot. With this, I officially adjourn this contest. Stop.